Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to show a lease payment on a Tesla that is $195 a month. And before we show that, you might be thinking that's not possible. And for the most part, it is not. And there's really no secret massive discount to get a Tesla at $195 a month. You can get not relatively close unless you live in these two states, but there's a lot of like small different discounts, incentives to get you there to a low lease payment. So we're gonna get into that plus a variety of topics, but usually this is where I run my intro really quick. But my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla deal hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best deal on Tesla at the best financing rate. So definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested. And today's stream is partnered with Mint Mobile, where you can save money on your mobile phone plan for as low as $15 a month, but more on that later. And so we'll just jump right into it. There's a lot of small discounts that you can get. Here is a list of all the best deals that we found on Tesla vehicles, Model 3, Model Y, S, and Model X. And if you use this and plus use like a Tesla referral code, just like the one down below in the description, so you can get an extra $1,000, you can get not necessarily close, but at least you can get somewhat better than what the Tesla lease payment on the website is. And the key thing here is trying to find inventory vehicles that might exist, because when you lease a payment or when you lease a Tesla, that's going to get you a lower payment than financing or anything like that. And some of these vehicles, you can actually toggle the lease right here on a inventory search to see which vehicles actually qualify and which vehicles do not qualify. Unfortunately, a lot of vehicles that do have an inventory discount might not actually qualify on a lease. And so you do have to be wary about that. But the one thing that does qualify and that you can get the full $7,500 is if you lease a Tesla vehicle that is applied. But I'll stop wasting time because there really isn't much more secret to this. But here's a post that we found on Reddit from Tesla Model 3 from Ashley Smells. And I guess they titled this, "Since we're posting leases, here is the actual breakdown of a Tesla vehicle at a low $195.89 a month." You can see that's a crazy payment for a 36-month lease. When you do lease, if you didn't know, there actually is an interest rate as well. It's called money factor. And how to calculate that if you are going to be planning to lease, you basically take this small number 0.00026200 and times it times 2400, and that gives you the interest rate. We've already done this on this one, and this interest rate on this lease is 6.28%. So you can see when you lease a vehicle, it is a higher interest rate than 1.99 or 2.49 or even 3.99. And so here's the actual breakdown. One thing you'll notice really quickly is that the cash down payment is a staggering $15,806. And you might be thinking, oh, that's a ton of down payment. That's kind of crazy. Like, who would ever do that? And why would you ever do that? Well, if you take a look even lower, this person is actually not putting that much down at all. You can see that they're only putting $853 down. And the two things that stack up to that massive down payment is A, the $7,500 federal tax credit, and B, a $9,000 EV incentive. And so digging into this a little bit more, we actually are able to find out that this person is actually in the Washington state area. And so right now there's massive incentives in various states. Really, the first two is Washington and of course Colorado. And so if you're interested in figuring out which sites have a good incentive, we talked about this earlier today on today's stream. So you can see and find that website. It's called like EVs for All, that gives you the breakdown on where which incentives have the big incentives. It's like New Jersey, Washington State, and Colorado. But still really crazy to see that people are in those states are able to get some crazy low lease payments on Tesla vehicles. And so if you're wondering like, hey, can I just like go to Washington or go to Colorado and buy a Tesla and drive it back? Unfortunately, how it works, it's based upon where you register or where you live essentially. So unless you've got an address in one of those states where you claim residency, then you will not be able to get the incentives that this state actually has. California has like a low income one, and actually that's what was posted on here, a low income one as well. There is a low income one like Clean Cars for All, but I think what I've heard recently is that ran out of funding or is like really hard to actually get. And so unless you actually truly are low income out there. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know what you're thinking. We're going to jump into the live stream comments. Before we get into our next topic, I've been trying to save money lately, and that's why we talk about this channel, trying to get the best deal on a Tesla. And I've been looking at our subscriptions like YouTube Premium, Netflix, trying to figure out how I could save some money every single month. And cutting expenses, it's kind of hard. We've been trying to rack our brain together and figure out how. That's why I'm so intrigued with our channel partner, Mint Mobile. They offer premium wireless starting at $15 a month. And I can get high-speed data and unlimited talk and text on the nation's largest 5G network, and I can even bring my own phone along with my current number and existing contracts. I'm sacrificing nothing. I've used Mint Mobile a ton, and I switched my second line to Mint Mobile, and I've been using it to watch YouTube and play podcasts on our daily commute and haven't noticed any drop in speed. And I can't tell the difference. So how hard is it to switch service? Big Wireless wants you to think it's actually hard, but it's not at all. Switching to Mint is super easy thanks to digital eSIM cards, which most of you now have. You can sign up and activate immediately right on your phone from the comfort of your home. If your phone doesn't have an eSIM, Mint will ship you a new SIM card for free. So if you want to save little money without the sacrifice, go to trymintmobile.com/DennisCW, also linked down below in the description, to get premium wireless for just $15 a month when you purchase a 3-month plan. Thank you to Mint for partnering, and let's get on to the next topic. Thanks for that, everyone. Robert, thanks for coming in. Great work. Do you know anything about the Tesla website not taking referrals or military discounts? I haven't seen that. It should be working fine. I'm just testing it right now. So if you use a Tesla referral code, just like the one down below in the description, hit the order now button. It's going to pop open a new page. You're going to get this green check mark apply that you're ready to go and that it is signed up. And then I guess you would just go ahead and place an order with card deposit, and then that way you're locked in for that $250 deposit order fee and also the $1,000 referral credit. I guess maybe you're saying like it's not stacking anymore. That would be interesting if they remove that functionality, because it was confirmed to stack, where you could stack the referral code plus the military discount code with basically at $2,000. If they've removed that, then that would be very unfortunate. This next topic, how can you actually get and buy a used electric vehicle, a used Tesla, from a private party and get the $4,000 used EV tax credit? I'm still getting this comment a lot in the comment sections of videos. And so certainly I want to make a quick PSA video on it so that you can figure out all the different steps. And so you might be in this boat. There's a ton of Teslas that are being sold by dealers out there, dealers that can actually get you that $4,000 used EV tax credit. You can see a lot of different pricing that is out there, but there's also a good amount of people that are selling Teslas directly themselves, and I actually prefer buying from private party sellers instead. My favorite place to look for used Teslas is Facebook Marketplace, because what I like about dealing with a person instead of a dealership is that you can negotiate as much as you want with them. They don't necessarily have like a profit or loss or buy and trade value that they have to sell it for. And so a lot of these sellers, you might be wondering like, how can I get this $4,000 used EV tax credit with a private seller that is selling the vehicle individually? Well, there is some great resources like Tenet down below in the description, one of our channel sponsors that has a partnership with KeySavvy. Tenet can give you the financing for the used vehicle, and KeySavvy allows you to be the dealership, or allows them to be the dealership, so that they can be that middleman to get you that $4,000 used EV tax credit. You can go directly to their website as well if you want to see which vehicles are qualifying, but you can see that if the vehicle is 2022 or older and hasn't been claimed yet already, then you can use the partnership with Tenet down below in the description and KeySavvy to get that $4,000 used EV tax credit for you. Hopefully that clears it up. It's really just one resource or one or two resources that you can use to get that $4,000, and they act as the broker or the dealership in between so that they can get that $4,000 from the government and apply it to the deal. It's actually really simple. We've actually had plenty of subscribers on the channel use that already, and the process was pretty seamless. Of course, there needs to be a little bit of trust between both parties, the seller and the buyer, but in any purchase of a vehicle or selling or purchase of a vehicle, there has to be trust between both buyers and sellers. Well, hopefully that clears it up. If you've used both of them or used one of them, drop it down below in the comments so that people can see that it actually works. But we're going to jump into the next topic. Yeah, it says, sorry for the inconvenience. Its stacks just does not get applied. Ooh, I would still place the order, and then I would just get on Tesla chat and then get to their finance department and make sure it applies in the back end. Because even if the website says it, that's one thing, but once it says it, maybe take a screenshot of it and then make sure Tesla Finance honors it, which they probably will. They most likely will, because people have already been getting it, and so there really shouldn't be any sort of issue there. Blueberry, thanks for coming in. Hopefully you're doing well. This is the second stream for today because we missed yesterday, so thanks you all for dropping by. Thanks for hitting the like button, the comments, and everything. And this last topic, Cybertruck windows are pretty scary. Let's talk about that. But if you're just joining in, my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla deal hacking, so definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested. So let's take a look at this. Firefighters were training on Cybertruck windows, and it took 3 swings for the first crack to form, 12 swings to actually break through the window. Perfect car for the apocalypse. No zombie is breaking in. Well, that seems cool and all, and the Cybertruck definitely is a very stronger car. I'm not sure I would want a vehicle to have hardened glass like that. I mean, maybe driving around Los Angeles or anywhere where it seems to be getting more crazier, it seems like a good idea. But, you know, that one scenario where you might get into a bad accident and you need someone to break through and get you out, that could be a little bit alarming. But I've actually talked to a couple firefighters. They were actually curious in the Cybertruck when we were driving around. And I asked them, like, will the jaws of life be able to rip apart the Cybertruck and save me? And they actually said that it's perfectly fine. You have nothing to be worried about at all. But pretty interesting to see that they tested this on the Cybertruck glass and it withstood a handful of swings to it before actually breaking apart. And so in other Cybertruck news, people are getting their Cybertruck light bar being attached, and there's some FUD maybe being talked about that the Cybertruck light bar is glued on. I certainly thought it was glued on as well, but shout out to Gregor Truck for posting this. The off-road light bar is adhered with incredibly strong windshield adhesive. It's nearly impossible to remove once it cures. That cure period is the reason why for the hold after it's installed at the Tesla Center, ensuring it will not fall off. Different versions of the automotive adhesive are used in pretty much all modern manufacturing, not just Tesla. GP make things the Cybertruck. It's actually very beneficial to overall manufacturing and product quality. It's not just an art project Elmer glue stick. The stuff is extremely strong, and we're going to start to see more of these light bars being installed on Cybertrucks. It seems like Double Cap and Krypton also got an email that their Cybertruck light bar is going on theirs as well. And once it's actually installed, there's a new UI in the back end. You can see there's ditch lights, flood lights, and also both activated if you want to do this. So it's kind of cool. Like, maybe I was thinking about getting an aftermarket light bar, but I kind of want the OEM one now just because of the cool added functionality that you can get with it. So I want to see what it actually looks like once it's actually lit up at night to see how much of a difference it actually is. But really cool to see that these light bulbs are getting installed. They also are being installed just like this with actually not being hardwired in, because I guess Tesla can't install it all the way because it's an off-road type of vehicle or off-road type of accessory. But really cool to see. I can't wait to see some of these at nighttime. For some reason, this person didn't actually put it in all the way, and we can't see it actually installed. On top of that, there is some other Cybertruck random news. Russian warlord claims that Tesla Cybertruck used in combat was remotely disabled by Elon Musk. So this viral clip that was being shown, it seems like those Cybertrucks were actually disabled and no longer being able to use. But we're going to jump into the live stream comments. Blueberry, thanks for coming in. Robert, yes, sir. Thank you. No, thank you. Vasu, what's up with the financing option glitch? Worth it? Won't it limit customers from buying a car since they can't actually see the final monthly payment? Yeah, it's a weird one for sure that it's not loading on these certain pages depending on where you're at like this. And so I'm not sure what's going on with Tesla that you can't look at it, but I guess maybe you have to trust some of these payments or trust, yeah, it's a glitch. They'll probably fix it by tomorrow, or maybe even Monday, because we noticed this 2 days ago or yesterday, and so it really is weird about it for sure. But thanks for jumping in, everybody. Thanks for supporting. Thanks for hitting the like button in the comments and everything, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.